What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what is really moving it and what shorts are doing. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So this is up 115%. Everyone and their dog is kind of talking about it. 262 the low, 493 the high, but a massive amount of volume, 1.25 billion, and then 173 is the average. So when it comes down to today, everyone is hyped up. A lot of big names and articles have started to really pay attention to Opendoor and start calling it a 10-bagger, even as of today. So there's a lot more upside, and most likely I do anticipate then in the next couple trading days, market makers to open up more chains. So I think that in among itself will automatically hype up investors even more, showing that market makers see that there is a lot more upside. But ultimately, there hasn't really been all that much in news. So I think this is just a very big momentum play. But at the same time, a lot of big names have gone behind it, started to buy it. That is very resemblant based on the dark pool transactions. So yeah, I think just big money is really FOMOing in. And then at the same time, a lot of retail is calling for, I guess, the cancellation of this upcoming shareholder meeting, which is slated for July the 28th. So I wanted to kind of go over this vaguely. So when it comes down to this, what people don't like is the whole reverse stock split. Nobody likes reverse stock splits. So on the table was between a 1 for 10 and 1 for 50. And this is to rectify the deficiency with the NASDAQ. Some individuals assume that because of this recent run that they automatically are now compliant. That's not how it works. A company does need to stay above the $1 mark for at least 10 consecutive days. Given Opendoor's history, it's going to be the 10 days. So going back over here for a second, you can kind of see that they have been trading pretty much since it looks like July the 15th. That's when they did officially close above $1. So today is marking their 5th consecutive day above $1. So most likely you'll see next week, again, if they're able to hold these gains, them automatically getting the rubber stamp from the NASDAQ, getting compliance. So if they do actually hit compliance before the actual shareholder meeting, then yes, I do realistically see them actually canceling the whole reverse stock split. That's just in my opinion, but there is going to be a battle that is going to be had over the next couple of trading days. I know a lot of people see that this is huge wins for the stock, just really moving higher. Retail is making a lot of money. But at the same time, shorts are tripling down. So even at the time of doing this video, I know it's not all that much, but shorts are increasing 3.72 million shares. 28.04% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 183.71 million shares overall being shorted. So the shorts that have been in this have been really holding on for dear life. They're losing a ton of money, but whoever is shorting the stock already has deep pockets. And generally, you can kind of see from what has happened, shorts have been largely the culprit on why this was deficient. So you can see from this teal line right here, as the stock price went down, shorts were just like, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but they went from around 10% short interest to around 21. So they were really kind of hedging that this stock was going to go down the whole reverse stock split route. And then of course, that's where they can kind of even triple down at that stage. So they did not anticipate what recently did happen, how it really pushed higher, but shorts are pretty much matching it dollar for dollar for the most part. So they are very reactive to the stock price. And so yeah, as the stock price is going up, they are just going crazily high. And so even zooming out, this is essentially the all-time high short interest this stock has ever been at. So even though in the past we've seen a lot of big names squeeze at like 40, 50 and whatever else, having 28% short interest is sufficient if you ask me. If you do have a lot of good pre-existing momentum behind the scenes and shorts are overextended such as this, you could actually have a very nice squeeze. So most likely over the next couple of days, you will start to see more chains open up on the weeklies. So meaning market makers are anticipating further upside. Quickly going over some of the options today, you're seeing 216 million in calls, 31 million in puts, and 52% of all the options being done are optimistic and bullish in nature. So Big money clearly is anticipating more upside, so good to see. When it comes down to the bulls, you see a consensus currently for it to be roughly around that 450. And then for the bears, it looks like they are anticipating for it to be sub $2. So this week is clearly a big deal in either direction. So bears are thinking $2 is realistic. Bulls feel more upside is anticipated. So it is going to be a very interesting scenario. And like I said, I think more chains are going to be launched. Possibly even as early as later after this video. But big money definitely buying into this stock, FOMOing in both on the secondary market as well as the dark pool. And I do feel that given the circumstances, you also have algorithmic trading really pushing the stock higher. If you are looking at trading it for whatever reason, just kind of take note of this. So with it at 487, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 430 is a strong support, and then 540 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And if it is able to get above that, then easily it should be hitting that $8 range. Of course, squeeze plays and momentum stocks, you kind of have to take all this with a grain of salt. So again, just kind of take note of that if you are wanting to, let's say, average down or whatever else. Just watch for 430 and then 362 being the strong support levels. But aside from that, things are really heating up with this. I see everyone and their dog talking about it. And plus, like I mentioned, a lot of big articles and big names are actually coming out saying that this is going to be the next Carvana and having just a massive push. A lot of big names out there on social media calling for this to be a 10-20 bagger. So yeah, big things are definitely coming. Let me know, are you buying? Are you selling? Are you hedging? Or do you feel like there is more downside, and are you buying puts? Like, what are you generally doing with this stock? And do you feel, are you part of that camp that believes that they should cancel if they do hit kind of close to that time frame for the compliance? Do you think they should cancel the shareholder meeting or still have it in the back of their pocket? Because of course, if they do hit compliance and then momentum dies, shorts have shown that they can easily, well, not easily, but they can kind of suppress the stock price, doubling down and get them on that deficiency list again. So what's your general thoughts on Opendoor? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And if you do feel that it is going to squeeze, how high do you realistically think it could go? Just for face value, factoring in 183.71 million shares, again, given the volume, it definitely could add a nice extra 20-30% push, but all depends on how willing shorts are wanting to die on this hill. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing. Let me know your viewpoint. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.